What's going on, guys? We are back to discuss, is it Bughead? Is it Vughead? How many murders is Archie going to witness? And will we finally see the union of Cheryl and our girl Vanessa Morgan on Riverdale? We're here to talk about everything for you guys, and we're so excited to be back. We'll see you guys in just one quick second.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, wow, this is creepy. I didn't realize that was going to happen.
They're everywhere.
I would have extended the song had I known.
Yeah, right. What's going
mystical. On? So many hills, so many eyes.
Yeah, right. And there's not, the beat hasn't even dropped yet. How you guys doing? Welcome back.
Hello.
We're back on the show.
We are amped, of course.
Yeah, we're amped. Excited. We're here. It's Riverdale. We're back. It's AfterBuzz TV. We've been off for, what, a solid month? Maybe more?
A little more than a month. I think I've counted the days. It's maybe been close to 40.
Yeah. And you've watched every episode of Riverdale 3 times in the interim, probably.
I did rewatch a couple today just to refresh. You know how I am.
That's fair. That's fair. So, guys, it's AfterBuzz. We're back. We're talking Riverdale. We're way into the show at this point. This is like season 2, episode 14, I think.
I feel like I'm on the end of a vacation.
Yeah.
27.
I think we have just 8 episodes left now in season 2.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Really?
Well, no, it's just,
You don't mean
How
that.
dare you,
Are you
Frank?
ready for season 3, or what? Is that what you're saying? You're amped so amped for season 3 that you want it to just go now?
Yeah, right.
Let's just get towards wrapping up stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Look, let's stay amped in the meantime.
Yes.
You know, so guys, what did you think? First episode back. The Hills Have Eyes. That's what the song is called, by the way, just now. The Hills Have Eyes. What did you guys think? What was your first thoughts on this episode? Are we happy to be back? Are we satisfied? What do you guys think? Frank?
Yeah, no, it was good to be back. Riverdale kind of picked up, and we kind of moved along. And again, we just get to see Archie, doing push-ups. What more do you need?
Right. He's like, I'm not gonna have sex. I'm just gonna do push-ups.
Yeah.
Also chop some wood, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
He's an emotional anorexic.
He's like, I am a man, honey. I'm a man.
Yeah.
That's what he's
FYI.
trying to show. Yeah, he's trying to send out those pheromones.
Yeah, right.
Me personally, of course, you guys know I'm the romance lady. So, like, this was my show. This was my episode.
Yeah, this was a good
Everyone
one.
did everything I wanted them to do as far as, like,
Sex.
hooking up. I was looking for Shawna, and you know what? I'm feeling the vibes. I think we're going to get it real full on.
There's a lot of creaky beds.
If you were on a creaky bed, wouldn't you be like, wait a minute, maybe
Yeah,
we
right.
could go someplace else?
Do it on the floor.
I
Yeah.
think when you're in high school, you're like louder. Okay, so everyone knows.
I
Yeah.
can't think of one situation in my entire life where there was a creepy bed that I didn't immediately get self-conscious.
But if you're really into it, you wouldn't know. I mean, is apparently the thing. I think this episode was good, and the only thing I was missing was a musical number, because those are always my favorite.
Right.
But I think what we've been missing, we've been focusing too much on the mystery, but we haven't been focusing enough on character development and the relationships with each other, and just talking about like all the crazy stuff that's happened. And we needed this episode to do that, and it did.
Yeah, I was happy. I was thrilled to be back. I actually liked this episode a lot. I liked the whole the 4 of us are so close, powder keg stuff.
Oh,
a lot of
that
good.
was
A lot of good synth moments, some really good sound design in this episode. I think that was great. I enjoyed that. There was a whole lot of stuff for the film Love, Simon that we're going to talk about a little later. It's Greg Berlanti's new movie, and they really weaved that in the promo for this episode. So I think that's actually...
Yeah, they almost got it under my nose, unless if
Yeah,
you
right.
didn't say it, I would have been like, wow, all of a sudden I want to see this movie, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting to talk about that.
Shauna's target audience over here, you know.
Yeah, sure.
How did they get Jennifer Garner just to do a cameo in this episode?
I was like, yeah, that's her voice.
So that's the real Jennifer Garner, yeah. So we'll get into all of that, but I say we just kind of get into the full breakdown of the episode as the way to start the sucker out. So
Heck yeah, introduce ourselves and get into it.
yeah, absolutely. So basically, we have like a go away to the cabin type of moment, and Andre's supposed to go. He's supposed to be part of the equation, but
But come on, you're in high school and you have your girlfriend's father say, hey, maybe like a romantic getaway. I'm like, no, I don't know. That seems a little
No.
skeevy. Have my
Right.
girlfriend's father say, romantic getaway for you guys.
yeah, right. He's like
Definitely.
Archie. He's like Archie. Gotta trust you. Can't tell Ronnie that Andre has a gun,
Right.
and also will be there.
Yeah.
Right. But he's not like, he's like, I trust you with my daughter's body.
Right.
But let's talk more about the gun.
Yeah.
And Andre. Like, he never even mentioned, like, you better take care of my child or you better be gentle. Like, he didn't say anything. He's just like, worry about
I mean,
my
the better be gentle. I mean, that would be a little weird. It's like, hey, by the way, Arch, be gentle.
Be gentle.
To,
That wouldn't
to
go well.
Ronnie.
be gentle
Yeah.
with my child. No.
Yeah.
No, but I
Ew,
mean,
not
it's
like
true.
that,
It
y'all.
was weird, just in general, because I feel like Hiram is trying to make Archie into himself or something, you know?
Yeah, I think he's going for another run, like living vicariously through Archie and being like, I could have been better, so now I'm going to mold you into this guy.
Do you mean another physical run together?
Oh.
Or...
No. Well, that would
We're
be good
picking
too.
on Shauna today.
Yeah.
It's
I
already
know.
started. She's our
Oh.
newest panel member.
Yes, and I kind of like it. Like, you guys don't know, I'm a glutton. I like it.
Yeah.
But I like
But I think it's like one thing to send your kids, your daughter and her boyfriend away, like knowing that all right, they're probably sexually active kids. Of course, let's be realistic. But to know that you're sending them off there, like
Yeah.
with the explicit intent, like,
Right.
yeah, you guys are gonna hook up. I know that. You know, that seems weird.
There's a
That seems
good
weird.
there's a good moment in this episode where they're like, she's like, you guys haven't tried my jalapeno margaritas, and I'm like, underage drinking.
Can I just give a shout out to when Betty went like this with her cup in the hot tub?
Right?
And for those listening, I just licked my cup like a monkey.
Because it was a salted margarita, right?
Yeah.
Is that the reason?
But we know that Betty, dark Betty is really, really sexy, but, like regular Betty is just kind of like, good girl.
She's thirsty.
But she was in that jacuzzi getting crazy. Getting
She
sexy.
was.
That lick was sexy.
Yeah, so we get out there, and and then immediately as soon as we get out there, because Cheryl's been turned down, she can't come out there. Cheryl makes this phone call. She drops this bombshell. Bombshell Blossom drops the bomb, and she's like, "I witnessed a kiss. There was tongue." Archie and Betty, what's up? Drops the mic.
First of all, do not tell me it was tongue. Like, she was like, I need you to understand the severity of this because I'm not
Yeah.
able to be there. So I can't see the look on your face. So I'm going to just go ahead and hear the gasp, the audible gasp, because I have to tell you it was with tongue. So
She's
she was
such
hating.
a bee.
She's
She's
hating.
just the worst.
She's not the worst though, but what she said that was the worst. Let me see. I wrote it down.
She just
When she
is.
called Jughead, he goes, "Who is this?" "It's Cheryl, you welfare baby."
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you. What did you want to talk about? And he did go on, though. He did let her say what she had to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so weird. Like, I mean, I guess maybe in different high school organizations, Cheryl's being captain of the cheerleading team, but it's like she's got everybody's phone number. Like, I remember, like, somebody, I don't have many people's phone number, so it'd be weird for me to, like, if I would try to get in touch with Ben, if I wanted to go drop a bomb on Ben, I would have no way to call you.
Well,
Is that really
you gotta
true?
DM him.
I mean,
Slide his
guys,
DMs.
There's no
we
way
need to
that's
fix
true.
that.
That's right, Ben.
First of all,
That was just me selfishly working my way to get Ben's number. That was
I think he's
the real
saying
gist
it
of
for
this.
dramatic effect. I think we have each other's number, but maybe
And we're
not.
all working together to get your number for him. So,
That's the plan of the episode. All right.
I'll text it to you.
but
We
no,
can-
I
Thank
think
you.
Cheryl is a teacher's pet, and like in with all the admin, I think she could just walk into the principal's office and be
Right.
like, "Hey, I'm," like, because she's very, very sweet, and we have to just give her a little bit because she did just get like degraded and just like
Right.
terrorized by her mother. So
Do you guys think that Cheryl is just like no question through and through the sexiest character on the whole show? Do you think like is that the
that's
is
the
that,
No.
question I expected to come out of there.
I
Okay.
asked somebody that recently, like who is the sexiest character, like male or female, and they were just like it's Cheryl. It's not even close.
Really?
Just like it's obvious. Like she's the most like unique bombshell looking.
Well, God, I don't know. I mean, combining looks with personality.
Right, looks with
You know, I
personality.
definitely love her character just because I think she's dynamic and like when you're in acting class, I've been in
right.
acting class and they were like subtext. You say this, but you mean this. And I see that with Cheryl all the time. She'll say the most straightforward things, but you see she means something else. That's
Right.
a good actress.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yes, but as far as her sex appeal, do you feel like it's just like, bam?
I mean, she is the most unique.
No.
She got the big lips and the red hair and the pale skin and all that. Like she's, I guess, like the least
yeah.
I don't know.
common
I mean,
look.
for
maybe?
me, I think it's Veronica, but hey, Veronica, it's her confidence, it's her like power. She's very dark, but
She
at the
looks good in
same
a one piece. That was a good looking
yeah,
swimsuit, right?
I like the cover up.
Yeah, that black and white
Yeah,
thing was
that's cool.
interesting.
It was
That's good.
very
That's a
floaty,
good
and I
It
liked
was.
it.
Anyone? Dark Betty? No?
Look, I've gone on record as saying before, I'm not into the Dark Betty look.
Yeah.
It's just not one of my favorite looks. And she
Until-
keeps going back to the well. She keeps going back to the well.
He's like, can you try red? A red wig?
I just don't like the wig. I don't know. You guys into Dark Betty? Do you think that's like a sexy look?
I just think she feels sexy when she's Dark Betty,
I mean,
so it is sexy.
Good for her. And Lily Reinhart's a very attractive woman. I'm just saying, in the show, I don't find that she gets like more attractive when she goes Dark Betty.
No.
The whole dominatrix thing's just not for me.
Right.
But
Okay,
we're-
everyone, Ben does not appreciate a good spanking.
Yeah. Good point.
Like
Okay.
that. But, no, but I really do think she does get sexier. Like she does. To me.
You think
She-
her energy
she
gets more
dress-
Confidence.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
dresses
I get that.
sexier, and she's like a bad girl, and I like it.
Yeah. Frank?
No, I go Veronica. I mean, Cheryl's visually striking, but the personality would diminish it. So it'd be like
Cheryl
fun
could
for
also murder you in your sleep, you know?
Yeah, she's
set fire to my place.
She is
Veronica,
pretty
too.
crazy. So we're going to continue to break down the kiss in just a second here, but I want to remind everybody who is listening that we have a podcast for you we need to talk about. A lot of you guys probably know this. Maria Menounos, one of the founders of AfterBuzz TV. She's got a serious show called Conversations with Maria Menounos, and it features celebrity and influencer interviews, health, wellness, careers, relationships, all kinds of cool stuff they talk about. And she has an iTunes show called Conversations with Maria Menounos that is free every single Friday. So be sure to rate, comment, let Maria know that it was AfterBuzz that reminded you to go check it out. Check out the podcast. It's awesome. I've heard it a number of times, and it's very, very good. And Maria is the best in the business. She's the best there is. I mean, she literally is the best in the business. So when you hear one of her interviews or what she does, it's all really good stuff, and highly recommended.
Yeah,
So
if you like us, you'll definitely like her.
yeah, we learned a lot from Maria.
So good.
So much.
All of us. So, back to the show, this kiss, the bomb that was dropped. So everybody was pretty much okay with it. For the most part, there was some sex that happened. There was a couple conversations, and then there was another kiss. Oh, this was a good moment. I was looking around. Are you guys seeing this right now?
I think we literally like took our headphones off
Yeah.
and we're like, wait, is this really gonna happen?
Wait, which-
is this a dream sequence?
Wait, are you talking about the Veronica and
Jughead kiss.
the
kiss?
Bughead kiss.
We all knew that was gonna happen, guys.
Did
They teased it at the.
But you know how they trick us. Sometimes it's a dream sequence. Sometimes it's like a fake, like they don't actually do it. We wondered if the lips were actually going to touch, and Veronica made sure it was
was a good kiss.
a deep kiss.
Do you think Jughead enjoyed it? Be honest.
I don't. Well,
He didn't look like it.
do you buy the logic of it? That Veronica's like, hey, you guys kissed, so the two of us that haven't kissed, we should kiss.
Let me
I
explain-
actually thought it worked.
Let me explain the logic. You're 16. You're all really
Okay.
attractive. You're in a hot tub and you're drunk.
Okay. There it
Those
is.
jalapeno margaritas, man.
Those jalapeno margaritas, those virgin
Right.
jalapeno margaritas.
I will say this about Jughead. I think he's come back to somebody that I like again.
Yeah. He's
You
getting
know,
better. He's getting better.
He's getting better. Maybe that kiss with Ronnie loosened him up a little bit.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think it was the sex with Betty, no?
Yeah, or Dark Betty.
Dark
Well,
Betty.
he had to dial it back because he was, as much as Betty was saying, like, hey, we're not here to keep pimping out Veronica for information about this. He still was hard to turn Jughead off of that for a little while.
You go ahead.
I'm just still confused. I mean, he just seems. I feel like there's more information that he has that we don't have.
Right.
Or he's just being paranoid and crazy. And I know he's not. And I know at the end of the day, it'll be like Jughead was right. But have fun, dude. Just.
I don't think he can. I think it really bothers him. And I thought it was so strange that Veronica didn't even notice that he was like pumping for information. She's just thinking it's a part of the convo. And she's just like, oh, you guys are having tension because of earlier. And she's like, no, I'm trying to get him to stop interrogating you, basically.
This was the first episode in a while where I was like painfully aware of the fact that I care about the main four characters on the show so
than
much more than
anyone.
anything else.
Yeah.
Because every time they'd cut away and they'd be like, Moose and Kevin and Josie and other relationships or the trailer park and like these like, you know, the Sodell project, and just be like, all right, I get it. I guess that we have to pay attention because we're going to come back to an episode where like it's
Right.
more about that than about this. But I was just like, I really just want these four characters to keep doing what they're doing. That's all I'm really watching for.
I want them to
right?
win.
Well, I mean, that's what I said about this episode, that it was more about character development and relationships. That's why I loved it. Who doesn't like an isolated episode where characters have to just be alone together and there's nothing else going on? Those are always the best.
Right. Yeah, it was good. So closing out the whole incident at the cabin, you had two things happen. One of them was an argument about the newspaper being sold and the newspaper being bought by Hiram Lodge.
That was huge.
Huge, and we get into a whole argument there, and you know tensions are high, and they're all yelling at each other and everything, and then there's a break-in.
How much you thinking Hal's selling that paper for, though?
Not a lot of money.
It can't be that much.
Look, the high school newspaper breaks more stories
Yeah, that's right.
than the Riverdale Register. So
They do. I can attest to that.
yeah, the high school newspaper breaks all the stories. The Riverdale Registers, come on. It's
What do you
irrelevant.
guys think was really going on, though, back in Riverdale or wherever Hiram said they were? Like, what was really happening?
I don't know. It's a model home, a development. It's gonna be at a big table, and then nothing will ever
Oh,
happen.
this isn't
That's
the
right.
OC, okay? You know?
I mean, but
Yeah.
what I will say is, I didn't see any family meeting happening. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't show us Pembroke, so we didn't get to see everything. But I think that Hiram just sent them off and just, like Jughead said, just started buying up little pieces of everything. And he's going to be like, when they come back, like, oh, well, this is what we were doing. Sorry. I mean, this was part of the meeting. And then it'll begin the
Right.
takeover, the lodge takeover.
I mean, look, the end. What's the end game? He's just gonna buy everything and then.
And control everything.
But everyone will still have their stuff, so I feel very Veronica-esque. What's the big deal?
Usually the subplot when like some nefarious mogul is buying up land in a story like this is that some larger operation is going to come through to buy all the land based
Kick 'em
on some
out.
development in like 6 years for like a monorail or something. And then the
Right.
person that's bought all the land is like gets to sell it all for 10 times as much money. That's like usually the story in these situations.
See, and I was thinking about the egos and the emotions because I feel like, yes, they'll still have their stuff, but they're not happy. Look at Jughead. The guy just called him and told him, we're keeping our trailers. And he's like pissed, like utterly just outraged.
Didn't Chinatown have some plot that was like some? I haven't seen it in years, but isn't there some plot in Chinatown that's
Yeah.
like buying up land? And
I
that's-
saw it.
Gotta get
so
the
many
water, man.
times,
Gotta get
Yeah,
the
that's
water.
exactly. Yeah.
But it's interesting with Veronica because we saw Hermione and Hiram kind of bring her in, but I wonder if they brought her in on everything. So that they tell her everything, but there's still something else that a little deeper thing that she doesn't know about. So
Yeah.
she might think that hey, them buying the newspaper is not a big deal, but it could mean a lot more in terms of kind of what's going to be happening with the town.
Yeah, I mean, this is my biggest issue with Veronica, who has always been my favorite character. And even in the comics, when I was younger, I told you guys, I was like, I always had a Betty to my Veronica. Yes. I thought I was her. I'm not that cool. But, she thinks that she knows everything and should know everything and is way above everyone else as far as knowledge. And that's annoying. I mean, she's 16. She should be curious and think there must be something else they're not telling me. They've kept me in the dark this long. But it's like she thinks she's running the thing. And she's not, obviously.
They're letting her think that. I think that they're making her think that.
Yeah.
Like, they'll give her tasks. Like, oh, Veronica, go talk to the mayor. And she'll be like, I'll get her here. Like, she calls her and
Exactly.
tells her to come sit at the table. Like, you're
Right.
giving this kid power. So she's like, I'm everything. Like, what do you want me to do? Even the way she sent Andre off. Like, who are you?
I know.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
your dad told me to be here. Thank you. But they listen.
Yeah, it's like I work for your dad, not for you. Yeah, big time. Yeah, so all this happens, and then there's a break-in. And these...
When we see Betty and Veronica, they shop at that little country store or
Yeah,
whatever, and they walk out and you just see those three dudes just
The
standing out
thugs.
there. Yeah, they're just
Right.
Where's your grandmother's glorious scones?
Yeah, the mindless thugs, and they break in. It was all just like the biggest set of cliches on planet Earth. I mean, they were great, and we all saw them coming, and they were effective.
Well, they didn't last for long, let's just say that.
The one cliche, thank God, they didn't play into was... So they played into half of it, which was one of the criminals being a hothead, which is you always
Yeah.
get in those
Right.
situations.
And then you always have one that's like, calm down, man.
Yeah, right. Always.
Let's
Just
go.
like, we're not here for this. Don't go for the safe. And then
we gotta get out of here, man. We gotta
Get the
go.
money.
you're burning time, man. But then the other one they didn't go for was the whole like guy trying to force himself on Veronica. Which
Yes.
thank God, because
Ooh,
it was
thank
like
God.
it was just like, all right, guys, I get it. It's a
thought it was
plot
coming.
device, but like let's not do this. We
There
don't need
was
to do this.
there was a part of me that I actually, you know what? All of me. I wanted him to try to attack Veronica
Have
and
Archie
not
kill him.
no
tear his head off.
for her to kill him.
Well, yeah.
I
Veronica
wanted
can hold
because
her
she
own.
already knew where the safe button was.
Right.
I was assuming she might also know where a gun would be.
Me
And
too.
I really wanted her to shoot him.
That would have been actually
Me
really
too. I feel like
interesting.
there's been killings already. So come
Yeah.
on. Better get it.
And it would kind of bring a new component to her character.
Because then Betty would say,
And-
"Well, I know a place where we can bury it."
Yeah. He's like, why don't you throw him in the pipes? Or,
That's right.
By the end of this rip-roaring time on Riverdale, every single one of these teenagers will have either committed murder or witnessed murder multiple times.
Right. And then they would have everything over each other and be like, so yeah, we're best friends forever, basically, because I
The
told
show
you
is
this
not
last
Riverdale,
summer.
it's called Blackmail
And
now.
we'll all just go to college.
Right.
What a fun experience high school was.
Yeah, no one will bother us there. We'll never kill again.
Yeah, exactly.
I was curious how they get because the way they were cutting that. and they're kind of comparing to how Archie felt when he was being held at gunpoint when his dad was shot. If he was going to make a move right there in the living room, but he ended up waiting until they were on their way out before he took off.
Now that really got me because the whole conversation that he had about with Hiram about hesitation, baby, you hesitated.
Yeah, totally.
When you thought about what happened, he went straight down to his knees and he didn't quite do it. But once, I don't know what that triggered in him, but once the guy took Veronica's necklace, he just started chasing him out into the woods.
Couldn't deal.
But when he was there, though, you are not in his face. So you need to, come on, are you strong? Are you not? Like, that's the part that got me.
You know? He said bats.
That's true.
They had an axe.
But that could hurt.
It's true.
Wait, where? Oh, the guys had the axe. The bad guys had an
axes
axe.
and bats. Yeah. Yeah, so they rob everything, and there's none of the, that part of the cliche. Archie chases the dude down, tackles him, takes off the mask. Surprise, surprise. It's the guy from the shop.
Good old Cassidy.
The hot Cassidy from the shop. Just so you know, pretty guys aren't always pretty people in a small town or anywhere.
That's right. You got to be good on the inside, too, baby.
That guy, guaranteed, got the call that he had booked the role, and he was so happy. And you think about how much that means to an actor and how small of a role that actually ends up being. I think that's so crazy.
It's
But
great
it was
on a
actually
resume.
big, though. It
What?
was actually big, though, because we heard his
No, that's what I'm saying.
we
It's like
heard
a
the
big
name,
deal.
and, like, he acted his butt off. I believed him. I hated him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Although it was interesting, like Archie hesitates for a little bit, but even before Andre
Doesn't
comes
punch
back
him.
up, just like well, what's going on? I was waiting for. I thought he was gonna make a move on Archie, and
Yeah.
But, good Archie doesn't really want to hurt someone. Of
course
he
not.
doesn't. So.
But does he? Does he have a dark Betty inside of him?
Oh, absolutely.
he did all those push-ups, man. He's got to, he's
jacked.
jacked. Yeah, he's got to do
Right.
something with that.
Did you see him split that wood? He can split his skull. There it is. Boom.
And just a shout out to one of my favorite bad movies, Win a Date with Tad Hamilton
Good
with
one,
Josh Duhamel. There is an amazing scene where he's just chopping wood out there, and I just shout out to that movie and Archie and KJ for.
Taco Bell Nacho Fry guy?
Young-
Yeah, that guy.
Young Josh, young KJ, both similarly, low BMIs, great flat abs.
That's right.
Low BMIs.
Yeah, it's excellent.
That is so amazing how guys find a way to talk about low BMI, flat abs.
Gotta get that V.
Yeah, he's got that V, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
So,
Penis bone. Sorry.
So, okay. So we have this tackle, but I think what's interesting is that Archie, the relationship he's developing with Hiram, it's like, it makes you wonder, because now that we've met the godmother, now that we know Hermione is the person who's basically the boss, she's calling the shots to some degree, it seems. It makes me wonder what the real goal is by Hiram in developing this relationship with Archie, because he doesn't really need to do it. He's like chosen to do it because I think there's some level of confidence that he has in Archie and being able to sort of control him like a puppet. But like, where does it end? Because Archie's now basically aware of multiple murders, and he knows that he's aware of multiple murders. So like, you got to think that there's a next level to this, which is like committing murder, beating somebody up, doing something blatantly illegal. Like, it can't be that far from it. Or do we think that Hiram's never going to push Archie at that point?
I see it way differently. I see it like Hiram's really helping Archie. He's taking him under his wing. He's being a mentor to him. I do think that he, of course, has his own motive, because that's just everybody in the show.
Right.
But I do think that he sees something in Archie that's just like, okay, you were violated. I think, he was cheated on by Hermione, and he was in jail, so we don't know what he went through there. I think he sees something in Archie that's like, you know what? I'm going to try to mentor you into this life. And every mob boss needs a right-hand man.
Yeah.
And so he's just grooming him, and Archie's getting in deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Hiram's been so duplicitous, though, for the length of time that he's been on the show, that it's hard for me to accept this at face value without thinking that there's something underneath it. And I could, just for like the really dark side of it, say like he's still so mad at Fred and Hermione being together that he's like, you know what, I'm going to take your son and I'm just going to corrupt him and I'm going to make him just like a really bad dude and suck on that, Fred.
Right.
maybe.
Suck on
or
that,
just like
Fred.
trump Hermione.
Yeah.
Get Archie, work together, trump Hermione, and then just be like, bye, girl.
Well, I think that in a way, this family, this situation, the men are the protectors. Hiram is the protector of Hermione and the family. He does his best to protect, but he also doesn't initiate the bad stuff, which Hermione does, and perhaps Veronica will do. And so I'm kind of just seeing them being there, being like, okay, babe, okay, honey, you do you. I'm going to see what I can do to help us. And that is maybe how Hiram got in trouble in the first place and is trying to make that not happen with Archie.
That's a good one.
Interesting.
I think he took the fall. He did something. Okay.
Steven, are you up in the chat? Can we hear you? Yes.
What's up?
Can we, any chance you can throw the chat up on the screen up there? Any chance we could see it?
Throw it up, throw it up.
Yeah, maybe while you're pulling that.
Sorry.
We could,
You literally just
Watch
sounded
the
like
chat fall
Rihanna.
out.
While
we're gonna
we're
pull the chat
pulling
up.
the chat up, we have something else we want to tell you about. American Idol, of course. American Idol is a singing competition that started it all and revolutionized the TV landscape. It has a new home on ABC. The search for a superstar begins on the all-new American Idol on ABC, and guiding the contestants along the way is an esteemed panel of judges: pop icon Katy Perry, country superstar Luke Bryan, and country superstar Lionel Richie. They will be joined by Emmy-winning producer and personality Ryan Seacrest as host of the beloved series. American Idol is the only singing competition to go around the country auditioning hundreds of singers in the search for the most talented, undiscovered performers, and their stories are as diverse as America. Contestants from all over the country will audition for a golden ticket to Hollywood and get their chance to light up the world with their voice and their heart. It's one of the most anticipated series of the television season. The American Idol journey begins Sunday, March 11th at 8/7 Central, right after America's Funniest Home Videos on America's network, ABC.
Okay, I
Okay.
love that show.
Me
I even
too.
watch it for the bloopers and for like the really bad singers that come up there. I get my popcorn. It's really cringy, but I like it.
So people here in the chat talking about some of these singing shows falling off. We're going to get back to the show here, but I'm just going to tell a quick story because I think this is funny, and I think you guys
Yay! Story time with Ben.
time.
a good
with
laugh out of
Ben.
it.
I think we should do it every week.
Because the singing reminds me of it. I told the story on a different show today. So last night I was at the premiere for Gringo. The movie opens up
Oh,
tomorrow.
it looks so funny.
Actually, I can't talk much about it until tomorrow, but it was good. I'll say that much. Okay. And at the party, I was talking to David Oyelowo for briefly because I didn't get to talk to him on the carpet, and I had done my research and found out that he was going to be in a BBC miniseries of Les Mis, which I don't like Les Mis, but I like sort of love Les Mis also because I'm obsessed with Hugh Jackman.
Me too.
And I love the first song, "Look Down,"
Yeah.
and so I found myself routinely when I'm talking about this being like 24601. I've done it a lot of times. So so I was talking to David, and I had a couple drinks at this point, and I said to him, "So I didn't get to talk to you on the carpet, but I was doing my research and found that you were going to be in Les Mis upcoming." And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I was like, "So you're playing Javert, did you get to have your 24601 moment?" And he was like, "There's actually no singing in my version."
Oh my god, he kept his face straight. So you just sang for him. Oh, okay.
Yes.
And I was like, "Oh, great." He's like, "Really nice to meet you. Really great to meet you." I was like,
Ben's like, in my version, there is.
there's my
These
story.
jalapeno.
And then watch him
margaritas.
just jack your whole idea and sing in the movie there.
Yeah, maybe he will. Maybe he will. So anyway, there's my quick
So
story.
you gotta watch.
All right, so back to the story. Two other topics that we should cover in this episode. So we already talked a little bit of the register being purchased, the phone call with Jughead, and with FP, and so I think that's probably covered well enough. The storyline, though, with Josie and Kevin is important. There's actually a lot still to cover.
Yeah.
So Josie and Kevin, that's a thing. We knew this relationship was happening with the mayor and Sheriff Keller. They were confronted. They had kind of the let's all talk about it as a family moment.
Right.
This was like one of those things where I was like, you two were both elevated to series regular, and so your principal cast members this season, so we have to find stories that matter.
Yeah.
But I also was watching just like, this feels like 22 episodes trying to make the most, because I don't really care at all about this storyline. I mean, do you guys disagree?
I had an epiphany today as I was watching, which is the Black Hood is still somehow related to Sheriff Keller, or Josie's mom. I can't.
Yeah, Mayor
Mayor McCoy.
Robin
Or-
Givens.
Yes.
Attorney at
Sorry.
law.
Yeah, so I
yeah.
really do somehow think that it's going to go full circle. I hope so, because it happens on a lot of shows where you think someone is the bad person at the beginning, and then you go, oh, wait, I was just being crazy.
Right.
And then you go back around at the end, and you were
And
right
they
to
are the
begin
couple.
with. Yeah.
It's a good tactic.
I mean, it's like one of those like where you find out like, oh my gosh, they're the sheriff and the mayor at the time. Oh, they're actually having an affair. That's cool. But then when you start like dwelling more on it and kind of teasing out what that story would be like, you're like, I don't know know I really care
Yeah, right.
about that.
It's not in any way that I think any of the performances are bad. I don't even
Yeah.
think the writing's bad. I think the dialogue's
Right.
fine. It was just watching and being like, the parts of the storyline that are interesting, I don't care very much about. I don't know. Like it's not that interesting to me. So I don't have much to say about that part of the story.
I feel like it's 2018. We're all dealing with a little bit of violence overload. So maybe if like somebody got killed in this situation, so maybe like if the wife came back like, oh, so you want to sleep with my husband, huh?
Oh, you're thinking real violent,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like we would be like,
It is building up towards something else. I agree with you on that.
It is weird thing in 2018. You could just meet in a soda shop, and just like talk about like me and there's the other adult at the table. Yes, we're in a relationship, not with our spouses.
Now speaking of
and our kids know about it, and
Yeah.
we're happy.
Speaking of Pop Tates, we had the culmination of a relationship that a lot of us had seen coming, and that is Cheryl and Tony Topaz.
Ooh, Shoni.
Shoni.
Bring it on.
This is a big one. I think a lot of us had suspected this was going to happen, and it started to happen while they were in the bathroom talking. Hand on the arm, get your hand off of me. What did she call her? She slapped her arm. And
I didn't hear what she called her because I was overwhelmed by the
You
the
South
emotion.
Side. I don't know if it
Miscreant?
was.
No, that was.
Was it Skank or?
No, it was worse than that. It was like more.
I don't know if I
you
wrote
guys
it down,
get it?
but
It's
it
a more
was you
choice
guys. I'm
word.
so sorry. My eyesight is bad right now. I need to get a refresher. But if anyone can like look up at the chat,
It
Get
was-
new eyes.
it-
Get new eyes.
It was
Yeah.
some choice burn. Sapphic. There you go. Grace.
There you go.
Grace Guida just said Sapphic Serpent. That was the line.
oh wow,
Good call. Good call,
burn.
Grace.
That was a burn.
There you
Gonna
go.
start-
And Betty Cooper too. Wow, people are on top of this tonight.
Yeah.
But then this, culminates in Cheryl basically admitting that she had had an experience when she was younger with a girl and was called a deviant by her mother, which I
Heather.
think we all were assuming we were probably going to get a story like that eventually.
Sam was.
I don't think
Sam was.
right. Sam was right. I don't think I knew that there would be a backstory. I thought this was going to be her first, dip into the lady pond.
Yes. Yeah.
But I guess not. I guess she's been swimming all along, and we just had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or I had no idea.
Well, she had swam at some point. She
Yeah.
was familiar with the waters. we'll say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
For me, it's obviously Cheryl. I think has been abused. I don't know necessarily physically, quite possibly, but mentally her whole life. And her brother died, and I think she has reason to be kind of a nutbag. But
Okay.
I mean, like she does. You can tell she has like a lot of buried like things
Right,
inside of her. But I'm very glad that we find out there's more that we don't know. And this is part of the reason why she is so angry and mean all the time. And it kind of goes full circle and made sense to me in this episode.
Yeah. Big
I
time.
fully agree. I call Cheryl is the type of person I like to call nice nasty. So it's like you're really nasty, but you're acting nice. Like, yeah, I hope you and your kids have a lovely life.
Right.
It's like, did you just wish death on me and my kids? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
Like
I
that,
get
like
that.
that. So
Yeah.
she's nice, nasty, but I think that Tony is gonna bring out the actual like. She's gonna really be able to bear her soul with her because you can, of course, connect. And I really like what you said because it made me think like. Cheryl keeps seeing her mom with all these men over and over, and these men have just ruled her life basically. And so she's probably like, I don't want no man. You know what I mean? Like they just ruin lives.
Yeah.
Darren
I'm
Hogan asking here, whatever happened to Cheryl's weird crush on Josie that they set up in the anthology episode? It's a good question.
Yeah.
Actually, that was like, they definitely teased that pretty hard.
I
They
think
were
it-
thinking about it and they went the other way.
Well, I think it just might have been an indicator that Cheryl can go that way, and just to show us it might not need to be a follow-through story. What do you think, Frank?
I would think that same thing too, where it just is a nice indicator, but it doesn't mean because I don't think that storyline's going to follow through. I
Right.
don't think because I feel like this is a much more interesting story that they're setting up.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a photo on Twitter today that got me kind of thinking about Josie, period, was her and Kevin. And it's like, she wrote something like, this is the best ship that that can't be shipped. So I'm like, oh my God, are they going to pretend to be together? Or are they going to like,
that'd be fun.
just to like make their
Kevin's-
parents upset?
Well, Kevin's openly out though.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people that are
could be
bi.
bi, yeah.
I don't see that for Kevin.
So yeah, I
Like
think
Moose.
It seems like Shoni is
Yeah.
something we're going to see. So they went to go see a film together. They went to see Love, Simon, which is one of the things I wanted to talk about a little bit. So this is really interesting. They tease it at the beginning of the episode. So a couple things. Greg Berlanti produced and I think directed Love, Simon. It's a Berlanti show, obviously. The film doesn't actually open until next weekend, which means either he was aware of the release date and when they shot this months ago, put that line in knowing they were going to promote it in the episode, which by the end of it certainly seems like that was the case, because they show a clip from the movie and they even like write the plot of the movie and lines from the movie into the dialogue in this episode.
Right. They even show a little clip, like they're like
they
full on
fully
promotion.
went for it, which is so interesting in this like digital era now of distribution. Promoting anything is so difficult. So you're taking the several million eyes and ears on this show and just be like, yeah, this will just be a movie trailer for Love, Simon, because we need to get this out there.
And this is our show.
And also, Love, Simon is about a gay character that comes out. That's like that's the story of that movie. So it's a perfect episode to put it in. I thought that was really interesting that they.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, just the mechanics of just knowing how your season's gonna fall.
Right, the week
the production
this episode
schedules
comes out,
Yep.
doesn't get delayed a week. It's just like we saw that the line, and I stopped it. And I was like, we're gonna see a trailer for Love, Simon at the commercial break, and maybe
Totally
more.
happened.
I think it was smart, and it was also kismet. On the sense of like when this episode was released, the storylines matched up, and it just worked out perfectly.
What are the odds that in Love, Simon they are actually watching Riverdale?
That'd be amazing. Betty Cooper here says they only filmed the Love, Simon part just a few weeks ago. Betty Cooper, if you're in the chat, how do you know that? What's the thing we missed?
What's the deal?
I would
What's the
believe it
story?
because I did feel as though it was kind of cutty.
Yeah.
You know, we were going back and forth, and then we heard the Jennifer Garner like voiceover at one point, and that's when I feel that.
I mean, that's like significant reshoots though for the episode, because you have to get the scene. I mean, the first scene's the easy one. You know, what are you doing this weekend? We're going to see this movie, Love, Simon, and then obviously putting the screen movie theater scene. But then like the whole piece of dialogue conversation between Tony and Cheryl, specifically referencing the movie. So you have to do like a decent amount of reshoots.
But think of the money that it would make if anyone like me who just didn't know about the movie and now I saw it and now I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing that.
Instagram
But I also wonder,
posts,
like,
Betty Cooper.
how did they write a couple episodes light to figure out where it was going to fall, and then so they could easily slap that in and not have to worry about taking something out.
Also,
Okay,
they're
so
watching
writers,
a
come on.
movie, though. Sorry, just saying they're watching a movie, which is quiet.
Yeah.
And you can be quiet when you watch a movie, and it's so easy to shoot that. Just
Yeah.
people watching a screen.
Agreed. Yeah. So I mean, for sure, I just thought it was like kind of an interesting thing to talk about. It's not a common thing I see in a lot of TV shows that they can pull it off that well with the sort of serendipitous nature of it. And yeah, I think Love, Simon should be pretty good. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
Me too.
I have a screening on Saturday. I am excited to see.
Come tell us all the no spoilers.
Yeah, I've heard good things. So all right, I think that pretty much covers everything other than the chick, which let's just talk about real briefly. So chick's a freaking weirdo. He's just creepy and weird, and he has a moment with Jughead where he's like, if anything happens, the information that'll be bad for Alice and Betty, and you're like, get out of here, man. Why do you want to die?
Me?
You're a weirdo.
Jughead is low key like, yo guys, I think Chick is not cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like with Chick, I feel like he's been around too much without us knowing what, at least part of
Anything
what's his,
about him.
what's his deal. Like we don't really see anything from his point of view. We're always seeing somebody else coming into a scene, and he's there. So I'd love to see what's going on with Chick's mind. What is he doing when everybody else is out of the house?
I would love a Chick-centered episode to kind of just see his POV.
Yeah.
Just what's going on with Chick.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wrote down Chick's creepy ass magically appears and delivers a cryptic threat / clue to Jughead. And I put, he's no damn good. I literally wrote that, guys.
He's another character that feels like, I'm just like, what's this? How's this story going to end?
yeah, he even popped up on Betty in her bathroom.
Yeah,
That
weird.
was a
And she's
weirdest
like,
one.
get out of here. She's like, what are you doing in my bathroom?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, the
I
water
don't
pressure's
like mine.
better.
I'd like it with you. I mean, I still have. We'll get into predictions because I have some thoughts.
Deep in my spaceship says he's got a creepy crush on his half sister. And another comment from Betty Cooper here looks like we'll get more of Chick next episode.
Yeah.
But I also am waiting. Are we going to drop the ball where he also finds out he's Jughead's half brother as well too?
Yeah, right. I mean, I think that's the one we're all kind of
That's where-
predicting.
yeah.
So, but that's a little bit obvious at this point. So I suggest we get into predictions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions.
predictions.
It's like I predicted that he was going to say that. All right, who wants to throw in a prediction first? What do you guys got? What you got?
I'll start. Polly, I know she, went on to Once Upon a Time and all of that. They can't just write off her character so easily. She is tied to Chick not just by being brother and sister, but there's something else going on, and I think she'll come back. I don't think she had her children. And I think that The thing about this season that it's so long, whereas the first one was shorter, is that they're going to be tying things in the last few episodes. They kind of just needed fillers in a way, or clues. So I think we're going to be getting Polly back. I think also we're going to be getting FP and Alice. We know this for sure.
Yeah.
Some love stuff. And I think that Jughead is just going to kind of try to, again, take over the South Side and be their representative.
What do you mean you don't think she had the kids?
I don't think she had her children.
So what happened to them?
She either miscarried or they never existed.
How could they never exist?
They had to have existed.
Why?
She wore like a prosthetic or
Did
something?
somebody like open her shirt and like
I'm
say,
sure
like
they-
let me see your belly?
They must have. I'm sure one of them went to the
She
doctor
did
with her
just-
for a
There's
checkup.
no way. You think she had like a pillow on her shirt for a year?
there's no way she could have faked that one.
I read it. Okay, she miscarried. I think she might have miscarried earlier on, and because we never really got the full. They said she infiltrated.
weird, yeah.
They said she infiltrated the Blossom household to find out what happened to Jason. I don't think that's it. I think there was other reasons. We didn't get it fully explained, and I don't think I was completely satisfied last season by her explanation for everything, and I just think there's more, and I think Chick is involved in that, and definitely part of the Black Hood for sure.
My prediction is that Vughead kiss.
Fughead?
Vughead kiss is going to be back before the season's over. I think that's. I don't think there's like a relationship coming, but I think that's foreshadowing for something. Yeah, maybe a creaky bed. Maybe not quite that hard, but I think there's going to be a moment. I don't think they were just going to like be like, let's just have them kiss because like for fun for the trailer, like speedboats and Mission Impossible trailers. Like I don't think it's like that. I think like that's going to mean something.
I can't tell. I think that their kiss was completely platonic. Like I think Jughead was so not into it. Veronica was, just doing something. Well, first of all, I think Veronica is always 10 steps ahead of everyone else.
Okay.
She literally is, I'm sorry, just too accepting of this kiss. She's too accepting, like all of this mature adult, it's us against the world. You kiss. No, honey.
Yeah, right.
There's something inside that's like, okay, so you're going to be kissing my best friend, right? The way that she orchestrated that whole thing, and then the way she flirted with the guy at the I think Veronica is planning an exit, but she's just like, you're close to my dad now, and I do love you, so let's just do this for now. Chick is wild. I think that he is a killer. I think he's, like you said, I think he's one of in the group with the Black Hood, along with the sheriff. Because I'm sorry, but in movies usually when you just like pan out and the sheriff is right there, you find out later it's the sheriff.
And you go,
like,
the sheriff is so stupid. No.
right, and I'm like, the sheriff was right there.
Yeah, right.
It just so happened to be that he was right there, so I don't like that. Shoni, I'm shipping it. I want them together. I need to see Cheryl a little bit happier. Come on, girl.
Yeah.
Wear
be
some
good.
pink lipstick or
good for her.
something, honey.
Happy go, Frankie. What do you got?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I feel like Veronica during that kiss. I feel like she even admitted, like with seeing Betty and Archie hanging around, like she was still feeling like a little about it. So I don't think she's completely kind of like all adult about it. I think she's still very much a 16-year-old about that, seeing somebody else getting all up in her man.
Yeah.
A little about it,
Yeah. So I don't know. I think Chick will be the new mayor. That'll be my
Chick.
And we have Mems135. I can actually read this. The Riverdale foursome will break up at the end of the season, and Jughead. Wait, I missed that. Yeah. And I skipped it. And so will the relationships. Barchi might happen, and Midge and Jughead.
Midge and
Jughead.
I think Barchi will happen. I think it'll start at the end of the season. That's my guess.
I don't know if I've ever seen like
Jughead
Midge
likes
talk
to
to
think
Jughead.
Jughead likes a thinker. Midge is like,
And then Archie will be like to Dark Betty. He'll be like, "Take off your wig. I don't like you like that."
Oh.
Yeah.
He'll just do she puts on the wig. He'll just do more push-ups. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap us up. Guys on the panel, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. Frank, where can everybody find you if they want to follow along with your exploits?
You don't want to do that. It's a waste of time. But if you lose a bet and you want to, Happy Go Jackie on Twitter and Instagram.
Hey, and if you want to find me, I am Shawna O everywhere, every single where. And come back because I'm totally hooked on the show. Crazy.
Sam D.
You guys can find me, Sam Davidson, at samdavidsonentertainment.com, Twitter and Instagram at samd43, and I will be rewatching, as always, so tweet at me.
As always, thanks, guys. I'm Ben. You can find me at Ben Bateman Media, Twitter, Instagram, other shows on here. Follow @NerdsInSuits on Twitter. It's a brand new thing I just launched for Anchor, Anchor.fm. It's short form podcasting, and I'm a movie critic now. I review everything the days, 4 days before they come out. So Love, Simon. I have a screening. I'll be reviewing it. Check it out. Thanks, guys. We'll see y'all next week. Take care.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.